Hello everybody, it's Lena, and in today's video we are building this big family mansion type of house that we are building in the world of Henford-On-Bagley in The Sims 4. So this is a 40 by 30 lot that we're working on today, which is a little tiny bit out of my comfort zone because I'm normally more of a 20 by 30 kind of gal, but that was definitely way too small for a house of this size, so I definitely needed to do it on at least a 20 or a 40 by 30. That's how we ended up here. I don't know, what a useless bit of information to start off this video with. Sorry about that. But yeah, this house is really big. It's got 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, and there's a parent's bedroom which obviously fits 2 parents, and then there's another like big bedroom that could be for an additional set of parents or like a pair of grandparents or be a guest bedroom or something, but it's just like a big bedroom that has a double bed, so that means we've got 4 Sims in total so far, and then there are 3 kids bedrooms that fit 1 Sim each, so 7 Sims in total is how many you can fit into this house with the way that I decorated it. And the bedrooms for the kids, the first one is for a little infant, and then there's one for a child-sized Sim, and there's also a bedroom for a teenager, because that was just kind of what I was in the mood to decorate when I decided to decorate this house. But yeah, I feel like I have not built in this world of Henford-On-Bagley in absolutely forever, which I suppose is partly because I just haven't really been building as much in The Sims as I normally used to do, because, you know, real life stuff. But yeah, I am really happy to be back here because I really do like Henford-On-Bagley. I think it's a beautiful world, and I really like the memories that I have associated with this world because it just kind of like reminds me of the time that the cottage living pack was released around 3 years ago by now, and that was just kind of like a really cozy time for me, and I just really like that. So whenever I'm in this world, I'm reminded of that, and I just, that's nice, you know. So I do like Henford-On-Bagley quite a bit. However, one thing that like kind of makes me really angry, almost, at least just like quite annoyed when I'm here, is that the color in this world is very like blue and green toned, which is just really ugly to me, and I don't know why EA decided to go with that kind of color something in this world, because it's just not cute, and I feel like it's not really a thing we see in other worlds, at least not as far as I can remember right now off the top of my head. So I don't know why they decided to do that here, but they did. And whenever I'm like editing pictures from my builds in Henford-On-Bagley, I'm always like trying to color correct it, but it never looks quite right, and it just kind of bothers me. So that's definitely a huge qualm that I have with this world, but all in all, I really do like it, and it's just a good world to me. It's cute, she's cozy, right? Yeah, I don't know. And this house, I don't really know how I would classify the style because I'm really not good at like styles in that way, but it's kind of like traditional, and I just wanted it to look quite fancy and like upper class and like cool in that way. So on the inside as well, it's also just like very fancy and rich people-esque. That's the vibe I was trying to go for, and I feel like I did, you know, manage to make that shine through. But yeah, I hope you all like this build. I had a good time making it, and it was really fun, and I spent quite a while on it because, you know, it's a big build, so it takes a long time to do. And if you're interested in downloading this house and playing with it yourself in your own game, you can of course do that on my gallery page. My name on there is just LacyLena, and you can also use the hashtag LacyLena because sometimes just like searching up somebody's name on the gallery doesn't really work because the gallery is not very good. Let's be honest, we all know that, right? So yeah, sometimes it works better to search up a hashtag, and I always use the hashtag LacyLena, so you might want to do that if you're interested. But yeah, I just wanted to let you all know. And also another thing is, since we last spoke, I did reach 10,000 followers on Instagram, which is really cool, and I'm very grateful for that. So thank you all, thank you so much. My name on there is just LacyLena YT if you're interested in following me on there. So a few months ago I started like editing my long form speed builds down to like 40-ish second very short speed builds on Instagram, and I've been posting like all of my recent videos that I've done ever since I started doing that, and then also like some of my old builds, and that has been really fun, and I've been getting like some fairly good feedback on that, and people seem to like it quite a bit. So yeah, I don't know, that's just a thing that I've been enjoying. And also like right now, as I'm pretty busy in my personal life, it has been kind of cool to be able to do that, because like editing down those videos might take around 2 hours. So instead of like doing a YouTube video which takes me like multiple days, then that's just like a little bit more easy, and I get like some content out. So I quite enjoy that, but I do wish I was able to make more like videos on YouTube. But yeah, just not at the moment, as I have been talking about in my videos lately. I'm pretty busy with like school and work and everything like that, and just being stressed. Yeah, that's honestly something that takes up quite a lot of my time, because I'm just kind of stressed and nervous and scared and everything like that for the future. I mean, who isn't, right? I'm such a worrier. I just can't stop worrying. I feel like for a couple months I was doing pretty good mentally with my non-worrying-ish. No, not even a couple months, that's a stretch. Maybe 3 weeks. Yeah, I was doing good. But now I'm back to worrying all the time. And also I've been trying to like look for a new job, like another job in addition to the one that I have. Because why would I not just add it to the insanity? No, it's because I'm trying to like find a job that is relevant to the field that I want to enter, and that has proven to be very difficult, because no one in that field is looking for anybody to work for them. Apparently I have sent out, at this point, as of right now, 12 unsolicited applications to 12 different places, and as of this moment I've received 10 rejections. And the 2 places that I have not heard back from, I sent out those applications like 3-ish weeks ago, so obviously that's a no. I'm not going to hear back from them, and it's just kind of annoying. And obviously like they're unsolicited applications, and nowhere on their websites or anything did they state that they needed somebody to come work for them, so obviously I can't expect them to like give me the time of day or hire me or anything like that. But it's just kind of annoying, and it's saddening to like put in a lot of effort and really just want it so badly, and then to get shot down all the time. That's annoying and sad. But yeah, I'm gonna keep my head in the game, I guess, and try to do my best to find something cool and something that can help me get into what I want to do in the future, because my stupid ass decided to enter into one of the most competitive fields that are like one of the hardest things to get into in this country. So why did I do that? I don't know. I have to change my dreams. I can't just not do it. I tried to ignore them for a long time, but that turned out bad, so I just have to, I don't really want to say specifically what I want to do, for primarily privacy reasons, because it's a very like small thing in my country, and again it's just a very competitive field, and not a lot of people get to do it, so it would be very easy to figure out like everything about me if I were to say that. So I'm not going to do that, privacy is important on the internet. And also I guess another like major reason why I don't want to say it is because ego. Yeah, if I don't make it, then it'll just be that much more embarrassing if I've told everyone about it, so I don't know, I don't want to do that. But yeah, I'm just sort of struggling a little bit at the moment, but trying to keep my head in the game. Had a little meltdown the other day because I just got so overwhelmed with everything that's going on, and then like all the rejections and all the like tough stuff and whatnot. So it's just a little much, but it's okay. It's all good. The job that I currently have is at a warehouse, so that's like not in any way, shape, or form related to what I want to do in the future, but it's just like a money thing, so that's not very interesting, but it's fine. I started working there like around a month and a half ago by now, and that's just that. It's not a great job, but it is a job. Yeah, that's that. That's just a little update on me and my personal life, in case anybody's curious or interested in a little life update. And then there you go, my friends. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing good, and I hope that life is treating you well at the moment. So we are getting a new pack for The Sims 4 very soon, in a little over a week by now. Like a week and a half, I suppose. So on the 31st of October, we are getting the Life and Death expansion pack. So on Halloween, which is like super fun and cute. And I think it's kind of fun. I was not really like super excited about the theme when I first heard the title, because I thought like what can you do with that theme? Like what's it gonna be about? And now as I've seen the first trailer and also the gameplay trailer that just came out a couple of days ago by now, I feel like it seems really, really cool, and I'm honestly quite excited about it. So I am looking forward to seeing what it has in store for us. So that's gonna be pretty cool. And honestly, like the thing that jumped out to me the most, or stood out to me the most, is what I wanted to say, is that elderly Sims can now just like pass away in their sleep, which I am really, really happy about. I feel like that's so wholesome and so like nice, instead of them having to like dramatically fall down on the floor the way that we have been used to throughout the entire Sims franchise. I feel like it's just really nice that they can just peacefully go in their sleep. Like that's probably the most ideal way for our lives to inevitably end, you know? Like just very peacefully. So I quite like that, and I think that's a very nice addition to the game. And other than that, I feel like it seems exciting, but I don't really think it's gonna be like my favorite pack ever, because the theme is not like completely up my alley, but I am excited about it. I'm excited about seeing what it is about, I guess. You know, when I get it. Ew, that was a really gross laugh. I feel like I'm a little tiny bit sick, like I'm a little bit stuffed up, so it really just jumped out right there when I laughed. Anyway, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it's about. And if you're watching this video in the future when the pack is already out, hey, how do you feel about it? Is it good? Or no? Have you decided to buy it or not? Let me know. But yeah, how do you guys feel about it? Are you excited, or is it not really for you and not really something you want to spend your money on? Let me know, I'm curious. Anyway, we are of course working on the interior of this house now, and as I said, I did try to make it like sort of fancy and upper class and kind of cozy at the same time, and fun like that, and I feel like I managed to achieve that in some way or another. And this house actually has 2 sunrooms, which I think is pretty fancy. Like I love sunrooms and greenhouses and just like every type of room where I can put in a whole lot of windows and stuff like that in The Sims. I do them all the time in my builds. I don't know if you've noticed, but I feel like if I had to take a look at like every single build that I've ever done, I probably make rooms like that, like sunrooms, greenhouses, in around 25 to 30% of my builds, which I think is quite a high percentage when you think about it. Like in real life, you don't really see that many of them out and about, right? Or no, I don't know. But I think that's pretty high, and I just really, really like them. And this house has 2 of them because, again, that's cool and fancy, and I like to do them, so I did it twice in this one. Yeah. Anyway, to switch the topic completely, I kind of want to tell you a story about something kind of strange that happened to me recently, I was about to say, but this has been happening-ish over the past few months. So in the beginning of the summer, I got my kayaking certificate, basically just like saying that I have like the certificate for kayaking out on the ocean, and I know how to do all the necessary things and whatnot, right? So I did that, and then on my very first like kayaking ride by myself, I was out on the water, and it was kind of windy, and it was really fun, but I was having a good time because it was my first time, you know, being all alone out there. And when I was out there, I was like sailing home. I think this was when I had around 2 kilometers back to where my kayaking place is at, you know, at the harbor. And then this man approached me in his kayak, and at first like I got kind of shocked because I hadn't seen him, and normally when you're out on the water, people don't really approach you because that's kind of weird. Like at most, people just kind of like wave at other people in kayaks or in little boats and whatnot because that's just polite, but they don't really like talk to you out there when you're a stranger to them, right? But this man sailed up to me and he started talking to me, and I was pretty close to the shore at this point, like around 100 meters from it. That's basically the same as 100 yards, but yeah, I was pretty close to the shore, and he started talking to me, and I sort of just sailed closer to the shore because I felt very cornered by him, and he kept getting closer, and it was just kind of like a bit of an uncomfortable situation. So I ended up being like almost up on the beach after this conversation in a way. Anyway, but he was talking to me for quite a while, like around 10 minutes out on the water, and mind you, this man was like in his 40s, I would probably guess, if I had to you know, say an age, I'd say around 40, and he was not wearing a shirt. He was just in his kayak, not wearing a life vest or anything like that. And he told me that he is not like a part of a kayaking club or anything. He was talking to me for a long time, like 10 minutes, so I got to know him quite well. He said a lot of stuff about himself, and he was just like asking me about my kayaking club and like how it worked and how to work to like get the certificate and everything like that. And then he also like asked about personal stuff, like what I'm doing in my life, and he said what he's doing, you know, small talk kind of things. But like this went on for a long time, and for the majority of the talk, I was just giving him like one word answers, like yes, no, okay, cool, sure, that kind of stuff. So I feel like I was sending all these signals that I did not want him to talk to me, and I kind of just wanted him to sail away from me. And again, like I was almost up on the beach. I could not sail away from him. He was out on the open water, I guess, right? And he just like kept sailing closer, and he wanted to like trade paddles for me to like try his paddle, everything like that. It was a strange situation, and it went on for quite a while, and then he finally like left me alone and sailed away, sailed somewhere else. I don't know where he went. And then I sailed into my harbor and, you know, put up my kayak, did everything like that. But since I was alone, I I learned on this day that I absolutely cannot carry my kayak by myself because I'm a weak little bitch, and this kayak weighs like half of what I weigh, and it's really, really big, and I can't do that. I thought I could, but no. I got humbled real quickly, so I was kind of like panicking a little bit, and I did not know what to do because I was alone, did not have anybody to ask. Like normally when I had been kayaking before this, I was doing it with a bunch of other people who helped me get my kayak in, and I helped them get their kayak in. And I think I was outside the clubhouse for probably around 15 minutes or so, just like doing some practical stuff, and I was sort of waiting for someone to walk by that I could ask for help, but the only people that were walking by were either young children that were by themselves or really old people, and I felt like it would not be appropriate for me to ask either of those kinds of people for help carrying a heavy kayak, you know? So I was kind of waiting for a man or just like someone who looked a little bit more robust to walk by so I could ask them and not make it like weird and stuff like that, you know? And I was kind of starting to panic because I realized I had gotten myself into a bit of a predicament. But guess who walks by? Yeah, it's the weird kayak man. And mind you, like 30 minutes prior to this, I had literally told him my kayaking club and like where it is and everything like that because he was asking me about it and, you know, asking a bunch of questions about it. So he knew that this was where I was gonna be, and I didn't really think too much of it because, I don't know, it didn't seem that weird in the moment. But then he came up to me and he like asked me if I knew where to get some water. So of course I got him some water, and then he asked if I needed some help, and I said, yes, please, I really need to get this kayak up there, all that kind of stuff. So he helped me with that, and it was, you know, a nice interaction. And at this point I felt kind of bad because when he had left me from out on the water, I felt a little bit not creeped out by him, but I definitely was left with this feeling of it having been a weird interaction because I had been sending all these signs of not really wanting to be in that situation without being rude. So I was just a little bit annoyed by the whole thing. But then when he had helped me, I felt kind of bad for thinking that he was creepy because he didn't do anything wrong. He was just like making conversation with me was what I chalked it up to in my head at this point. And that was, you know, what it was. So a month or something goes by, and I haven't really thought about him much until this new thing happens. And then I'm out on the water again by myself, and I'm about to like enter my harbor, and then he sails up to me again, surprises me because I had not seen him come in. I was just like sitting there, I was taking a sip of water, I think, and then he came up to me. I was like, oh my goodness, how did you get here? And then he started talking to me again, and I think we talked for like 5-7 minutes or something at this point. Of course he knew that I was about to enter my harbor, he knew where my clubhouse was, and then he just like talked about like the time we saw each other last and like what had happened in between then and now. And he also like asked me for my name, so I told him my name is Lena, and then he said that his name is this and that, you know. He told me his name is a better way to phrase that. And he also said that he was oh so grateful that I quote, saved him by giving him that water because he had run out of water. But like, I definitely did not save him, because at the harbor you can get drinking water from like at least 10 other places. So if you had just walked a few meters, you would have found another place, okay? I didn't save you one bit, boy. But yeah, he helped me, and I told him that I was grateful for that. And then he offered to sail back with me into the harbor and like get the kayak up. But at this point, like, or this time, my mom was with me, and she had like offered to help me get the kayak up, so I was not alone. And I told him that I did not need his help, so it was all good. And then he kind of just sailed away, and I think that was it. But another thing that I forgot to mention was that he was like very specific, and like about a month had gone by between these two interactions, and he definitely remembered like our talk and everything, and he asked about my life and what I had been up to ever since then. Like he knew exactly who I was in a way. I'm mentioning that for reasons that will become clear in a minute, okay? But he was just like very, very, you know, aware of our conversation. He had it all locked up in his little brain and everything like that, I suppose. And he was also just really laying it on thick with the compliments and the like kind, colorful lingo, like, oh, you saved me, all that kind of stuff. And also another thing was when he had like approached me this second time, he commented on how much he could tell that my kayaking technique had improved, because, you know, the first time we met, I was a very, very new rower. I had not been doing it for very long, and at this point I had gotten a little bit more experience, but that would imply he had been watching me for a while. That was a little bit weird to me when I realized it. But yeah, anyway, I haven't seen him physically in person since this incident. This was in August probably. But then last week I was sitting in my car just at work on break, and I was just reading some emails, and then I saw this email from the head of the kayaking club saying that she had gotten like a lot of messages from female members of my kayaking club saying that this man, who she described it down to a T exactly as I had just described him for you and exactly as I had seen him, and like that he had been really weird, and that he had been like very pushy and trying to get information out of them and trying to get them to talk, and just like cornered them in the same way that he had cornered me. And also that apparently for one of these women on like one occasion, he had been talking to her out on the water one day, and since this man is just super talkative and eager to get information out of you, he like got her to say what she was doing the day after. And I don't know specifically what she was doing, the email did not say that, but the head of my kayaking club said in this email that this man had shown up on the location that this woman had described to him the day before, the day after. Like, what? That's so weird. I don't know how far away it was or like what she was doing, of course, but like that is so weird and creepy. What the heck? And then I thought back to this situation where he showed up at my kayaking club like about 30 minutes after, which is not as creepy as showing up the day after, but still he like took in the information that I gave him and showed up just like the place where he knew I was gonna be at. That's so creepy. Oh my god. So like I hadn't really thought about this man ever since that interaction I had with him in August, but then this just like really like reaffirmed my intuition that I had it about him at first, that he was really creepy. And again, like I had felt kind of bad about feeling this way about him and thinking that he was a little weird because he was being friendly towards me and like he helped me out and that kind of stuff. But this just really reaffirmed that my intuition is typically right. I was right about him, okay? I picked up the right signals from him, and this was just a really strange situation, and turns out this man is just real weird to everyone. And that's also like why I mentioned, or like why I think it's kind of weird that he kind of remembered all the information that I gave him, because apparently he's just been talking to like numerous women out in the water like this. So I don't know, like what goes on in his brain? How much information does he have about people in there? I don't know. That's weird. I just thought that was a strange situation. And also I remember that after the first incident with him, I remember feeling quite annoyed because I realized that not even out in the freaking ocean can I, as a woman, be free of unwanted attention from creepy men. That's so annoying. Oh, that was just really bothersome to me. So yeah, basically, this man is just real weird. is what has been confirmed to me. And it just kind of felt very validating because I thought I had just been alone in this weird experience, and I kind of felt bad still, like up until I got this email about it feeling like he was a little creepy because he had only been like friendly and not super weird, you know? But yeah, anyway, he was weird is the conclusion that I've come to. But I've got to go now. I gotta go make some dinner and give my dog attention. She's been barking at me a little bit because she wants me to talk to her. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're unsubscribed already and you enjoy my content. I would really appreciate that. But besides all of that, I hope you're having an amazing day, and then I cannot wait to see you all in my next video that I will be posting in hopefully not too long. So yeah, bye everybody.